Good morning, everyone. I am Denise, and I am ready to do morning meditation this morning. And I am just kind of looking at working with one of the 12 powers, which is faith. And in Unity, we really love to just connect with 12 powers. Not that there isn't more, but these 12 powers are a real amazing 12 and the one of faith is the one that we'll be working with today. I'm kind of looking at some information from This Life is Yours by Linda Martella Whitsitt and Alicia Whitsitt, and just looking at what is faith. And so they really have a beautiful way of looking at faith. And so the authors say the definition of faith is your ability to see beneath the surface and beyond the appearance of any circumstance. Faith begins with your perception. Wow. Your perception. So have you ever looked at a picture and you see it a certain way, and then somebody says, well, don't you see such and such? And then you a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, I do see that now. And that's how I think that it's so important to be aware of perception, because it's looking beyond what we are in our own little individual connection, what we see. Okay, I have said previously in our meditations that to see the spaces between the branches. So we always look at the tree and its branches and its leaves, but all of a sudden, if you look at that tree in a different way and start to begin to see the space that is between the branches, and that's just an analogy of how can I see in a different way whatever is happening in my life? You know, what is it that I'm only seeing in a certain way? So we all get focused on our perception. And in this day and time, isn't perception, you know, we all see it differently. And in our culture, we're reminded all the time that other people are seeing things completely different than us. And so I think it's important to really start to begin to see things in a different way. I kind of also like to think of it as hiding in plain sight. Sometimes, you know, animals can camouflage and they can hiding in plain sight. And then all of a sudden you see them when you hadn't seen them before. And if we can begin to perceive in a completely different way. In this book, the authors also say perception is related to the power of faith. The perceiving power of faith is your capacity to see the truth within a circumstance. So can I see something that I haven't ever seen before? And just recently, actually this week, I saw something different about myself that I would have said a week ago, 2 weeks ago, oh no, there's no way that is true. And so it really just completely changed the way I was perceiving myself. And so I think that is so important to realize. whoa. And that's kind of some of when I say, when we talk about the reveal what needs to be revealed, heal what needs to be healed. When we use that affirmation, the revealing part is the part that has to do with perception. How can I see something that I haven't ever seen before, either about myself or about the challenging circumstances that I'm having to deal with? And then I wanted to read Abraham Hicks had a quote in here that it says, "It does not matter how much information is given. You cannot see beyond the vibrational limits of where you are standing. You cannot live or see or experience outside of your own individual beliefs." So everyone sees what they see. So how can we begin to shatter that perception and break out of our own boxes? So that's what we want to kind of work on today, as far as beginning to change things differently. See things going from being in one set to, whoa, I think I want to see things in a different way. And sometimes we just have to be open to that. And I do think that in meditation, we can open ourselves up to that. So in ending, before we go into meditation, faith is your rightful spiritual power of perception, conviction, and expectancy. Kind of like when you're expecting a baby. Think of the joy of expectation. So when we have faith, we expect things to be better. No matter whether we see it or not, we are going to choose to perceive that joy and that outcome. So let's begin by moving into our beautiful connection in meditation. So I'll light my candles here. Being the symbol of lighting the divine light that is within us, that is always available, accessible, right here for us, and turning off the light of the world, the light of our limiting beliefs, whatever light that you want to just kind of turn off for now and begin to feel. Reveal what needs to be revealed. Heal what needs to be healed. So as we move into meditation, take a moment to think of a challenge in your own life and how we can perceive it differently. So breathing in, closing down for a moment, just relaxing into this moment. From the top of the head, down through the shoulders, release and relax. From the shoulders, down through the tips of the fingers, letting go. releasing, relaxing the torso, the hips and thighs, down to the legs and the feet. Letting the body just surrender, allowing. And as we take in this beautiful breath, we breathe in. Letting the breath be this avenue this connection to breathing into a new way of perceiving. And feeling that flow of breath flow in and through as if it is the wind that blows through the trees, changing the branches, the leaves, its placement. Letting us feel differently about that challenge we have in our lives. Letting just this moment be sweet, peaceful, and I begin to expand my vision, seeing beyond what I've seen before. Looking beneath the surface, beyond my circumstances, I have is real. In faith, I began to see differently, knowing my perception revealed. And I begin to just see my circumstance in a different way, seeing what I can be grateful for. How I can see a challenge situation in a different personality in a different way. From a perspective than my own. As if I am pulled back, seeing it from smallness, to extend my vision to a bigger and bigger screen, seeing different directions, different perspectives. Through faith, cultivate capacity for expectancy. I expect joy situation. I expect love. And I expect peace. And I open my heart, my mind in faith. And grateful for every person in this situation. And so it is. So have a beautiful May day. We'll